Good morning. It is a rainy day in the middle of February, and today I am going to be hiking Cherry Creek Falls. This is a waterfall trail just outside of Duval, and it is kind of perfect for weather like this. There's not been a nice day in a while, and waterfalls make for good rainy season trails, especially because you get good flow on the waterfalls. So this is a pretty popular waterfall year-round here, but on a rainy day like today, I'm hoping I will get to have it to myself, or at least mostly to myself. Trail's pretty easy, 5 miles round trip with about, I believe it's 700 feet of gain overall. It's pretty gradual all around, but should be a beautiful walk through this mossy forest. And there are some old car ruins and stuff, so there's some really nice stuff to see along this trail. Let's get going. Definitely gonna get wet, but that's part of the fun. And here is one of the first old things along the trail. This is an old car from like the 50s and 60s, back when this was still like a used county logging road. It's pretty decrepit, but I think it's pretty cool with the moss growing on the rust and everything. And it's just right off the trail, because the trail's here, and then there's this cool old car. And I like old classic cars. I guess if you really like them, it's kind of probably sad to see them decaying like this, but there's a couple more further down this trail which are really cool. I am already halfway to the falls. You continue along this logging road until it kind of turns off down a much older road, and even then there's like a sub trail that shoots off of that to the falls. That goes on to one of my points is, I think even though this trail is really easy, having navigation is pretty good, because once again, network of old logging roads combined with a lot of social trails, because this trail goes next to a lot of private property, and they have like a lot of trails sometimes connecting with this, so it'd be pretty easy to get off track. And there aren't a ton of signs. Somebody put up some signs that say pointing to the falls, but yeah. And the rain makes forests just shine green. It's another one of those beautiful mossy forests that's just so fun to wander around in, and definitely feels like this is probably the video that is going to be most representative of the Pacific Northwest hiking experience. Just going through mossy woods in the rain, I think that's kind of how it is a lot of the time, you know. I just made the turn off that goes down to the falls, so I'm getting close. It's gonna start getting to my favorite parts. It's also gonna start getting considerably more muddy because this trail is muddy even in the summer, and in the winter it's definitely a mud fest, so I guess that's another thing to be aware of. But it's gonna get pretty now. Here is one of the other old car wrecks. I don't know, someone who knows cars can say in the comments what a make and model this is. I mean, it's been left from back in the day. It's pretty cool though. So this is the creek crossing you have to make to get to the falls. It's pretty deep, but I was able to rock hop across. There's a log there, but it is wet and it looks sketchier, so I'd rather just dunk my feet in this than fall off the log, so that is what I went ahead and did. And that ended up being pretty successful, but now I am almost to the falls. Like, I can hear it, so I give you Cherry Creek Falls. Woohoo! Look at this. It is an awesome waterfall, and I got it all to myself. I don't know how well the audio is gonna come out with the waterfall sound, but awesome. So this is the falls, and this is the pool. This is a popular swimming hole in the summer, but one of the reasons people like to come here in the winter is because this side of the falls, it dries up during the summer, so you'll only see this side. So if you want to see it in its full glory, you have to come during winter or spring to see it really flowing. personal with the waterfall. Got to be careful going on slick rocks near waterfalls. You want to really make sure you're putting in stuff. So I'm not sure I recommend it, but woohoo! It's so cool. Oh man. All right, well, I am on my way back, and I'm gonna film some on the way back, but not too much, because I mean, it is raining, and it is harder to film in the rain. And I'm probably gonna be moving faster and warm myself up, but Cherry Creek Falls is a pretty cool waterfall. Totally worth the mud and the sketchy creek crossing. And I'm gonna stop and get some cooler photos. I'm gonna shoot some cooler like angle shots of like the old car on the way back too, and I'll put those at the end of the video because I think it's really cool looking. It's got a lot of character to it. All right, well, I made it back to the car. I am pretty wet. Well, I mean, you know, certain parts of me are pretty wet, but that was the goal today. It rained the entire time, but that is a perfect time to go see a waterfall. And Cherry Creek Falls is really fun. It's a super easy trail, very nicely graded. I guess the only thing to know is it is very muddy. There are 2 creek crossings. They're pretty easy. And so also the gain is like up and down, so you're gonna go up, you're gonna go down, and then back up, so you're gonna be going uphill both ways, I guess. It's another one of those fun ones, but the falls is really cool, and on a day like today, getting into myself was definitely worth waking up early on a weekend, because even on a rainy day like this today, it is pretty packed here at parking. And I guess that's the other thing to know about this trail is there is very limited parking because it's all off-street parking near the trailhead. There's not really a parking lot, and there's like room for maybe 10 cars, and it's significantly more popular than that, so it can get pretty full even on quiet days because there just isn't very much legal parking. And you can get in trouble if you park like places you're not supposed to park because they check. So it is prudent to come early, even on days you might not think you need to come early, because I'm gonna get out of here so some people can take my spot, because yeah, if you come here late, you might not get a spot. But Cherry Creek Falls is really fun. I definitely recommend it, especially if you're into waterfalls. It's super fun any time of the year. Just be prepared for mud, and I think this would be great for kids and dogs as well. There are a lot of puppies on the trail, so yeah, just know that too. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and here are my favorite pictures from the trail today. Enjoy.